I was born and raised here in Fort Wayne. My heart is for the city.
I believe that Fort Wayne is special and that the Lord has a sovereign hand over it. I work in social services and I've been able to see the city grow. We are not just receiving people from all around the country, but we're receiving people from all around the world. It just makes sense why we would call Fort Wayne home and why the Lord has drawn us here.
We're known for the city of churches, which I think is a great thing. But all these churches that are known in the city tend to be silos.
Those churches that are established tend to have the same people returning week after week and not necessarily inviting a lot of new people.
I feel like the number one evangelistic tool is to plant a church.
When we put our foot in the water and we take a step of faith, I believe that God responds to that. I am excited to introduce our newest church planters. Give a big welcome to Phil and Natalie Borjas.
A few years ago, church planting wasn't really something on my radar, but an opportunity through Pine Hills came available.
We thought, hey, let's get our prayer team that has been established for about 2 years, give everyone a zip code.
We knew initially that we wanted to be inner city somewhere in Fort Wayne. We love the inner city. We love the ethnic diversity. So we narrowed it down to about 6 different zip codes and began to break our team up into teams that physically went into the zip codes to do research and to do prayer walks, to find out what the people in those zip codes needed, what it is those areas were missing.
And so out of that, the O5 came to really the forefront. There's 11 churches in this area in the O5, and those churches have been established for years, decades. But there's a community there that's hungry for the Lord. And there's also a community that is needing a movement from the Lord on the spiritual end, but also on the practical end. And so we came to this place as like, we feel that this ground is ready for a plant.
Fort Wayne's diverse, period, but this specific area just called out to us. There was not one person that looked alike, and it was just a beautiful thing to see and witness.
You can have a home that's worth several thousand, $100,000, and yet the neighbor to them is of low income. And so that diversity is like, how can we reach both? Everyone, no matter where they come from, needs Jesus, right? And so how can we do that as a church plant? We were thinking through, man, what can we name this church? We had some names and it didn't feel right. And I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about Eden. And all of a sudden it just fell right then and there. I knew that's it. And it's restoring the walk that we have with the Lord and coming to this place of intimacy with God.
Yes, Eden was a geographical location, but I don't think Eden in this sense is speaking to a geographical location. It's speaking more to His presence being within us. I am going to be led by His Spirit. I'm going to be led by His presence. I think it's just so powerful that we can align ourselves with what Eden is and in hopes that Eden would transform a community. Our prayer is that Eden would not just stop at the O5, but it would be an expression that would go to the O2 and the O3 and the O8 and just continue on where it could be that region impacting church.
We've had a couple of worship nights in this building. It's been super exciting to be able to step in there with the understanding that this might be the building that we plant in. It's been just a sweet presence when we've spent time worshiping Jesus. It just kind of feels like time stands still, and God gives me glimpses of people that are in the congregation, some that are hurting, some that have been hurt, some that are completely lost right now. This church is going to have the opportunity to minister to those people on a regular basis. As long as we hold things loosely, we're humble with what we want to do, and we're constantly seeking the face of Jesus, there's just no way that it can fail.
for me and for us and for Eden, man, that is so exciting that he's positioning us. People will come to know Jesus who never ever heard of that name, and will have hope, will have life, will have a Savior because we said yes. What a beautiful kind of confirmation of what the Lord is doing and will continue to do.